Our speaker number one tonight is Adam J. Miller. Adam is currently pursuing the presentation mastery pathway, and his speech tonight is a level one, option two of the introduction to vocal variety only. So I'm sure your evaluator knows this already, but for the rest of us, please keep that in mind as we write our evaluations. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. Adam is a product marketer at a company called Pathify, which is a higher ed education portal. He's worked in higher ed for almost 3 years and loves presenting technologies to colleges and universities to better improve student experience. Today, when you hear the word portal, think of it as a website connecting all the different schools, different tools students use at their college and university. This project's objectives for Adam, he'll be using vocal variety to present his speech. He will also be using vocal variety by increasing and softening the tone of his voice. In this speech, he will describe how the United Negro College Fund performed extensive research to determine the technological gaps between historically black colleges and universities and predominantly white universities. The result created an initiative called The Yard, a student portal for students at HBCUs to engage and connect on their terms. Adam will present on UNCF's initiative and its vision for the future. This speech is especially important to Adam as UNCF tapped his company Pathify to work with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Deloitte to create a portal for UNCF's 9 colleges and universities. The vision is to build adoption with 37 member schools in the next 3 years. Dietmar will be evaluating Adam's speech. With that, Adam, please come on. And his speech is titled Envisioning the Yard. Adam.
Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah. Some barriers are more obvious than others. What do you think? What do you picture of when you envision a barrier? So everybody shout them out in the interest of time. When you think of barriers, what comes to mind to you? I'll tell you what I think of. The digital divide. The digital divide, for those who don't know, is a bridge of inequity for inequitable access to technology based on race, where you live, what kind of tech, what's available to you, that sort of thing. And so this speech will show the solution to bridging the digital divide. Supporting a blended learning environment via technology persists as a fundamental requirement for most colleges in 2023. As a result, the absence of mainstream technology is often overshadowed by news focused on investments in tech brought on by the pandemic. Unfortunately, this absence continues to be a reality for historically Black colleges and universities, also known as HBCUs across the country. The mission HBCU supports remains critical, graduating thousands of Black doctors, lawyers, and STEM professionals, despite often facing more significant resource constraints than institutions with predominantly white enrollment. What if the majority of students attending HBCUs could unlock their full potential through equitable access to the best technology? This reflection, inspired by the United Negro College Fund, also known as UNCF, to create HBCUV, a new online environment supporting and mirroring the on-campus experience for students. UNCF conducted extensive research, bridging over 3,300 hours with HBCUs to identify the key issues in bridging the digital divide, revealing most HBCUs lacked resources and a digital ecosystem on par with their counterparts. Working to solve this issue, Dr. Valora Richardson, Director of Digital Solutions and Innovations at UNCF, discovered existing solutions did not cater to the specific needs of the community. Richardson believes, in part, this problem stems from a lack of HBCU participation in the product research process at the grassroots level. We've never asked our community, what do you want in online space, Richardson said. How can we capture the incredible results that HBCUs provide for our students in a virtual environment? As UNCF's vision took shape, Richardson realized the project missed two essential components. First, they wanted to create a virtual campus, a space fostering community and connection among universities. Second, they needed a hub to bring the various technology partners together dedicated to UNCF's mission. During the research phase of the HBCUV project, Julian Thompson, Director of Strategy at UNCF, recognized the importance of digital community in the success of HBCU students. On physical campuses, students build camaraderie through events, clubs, and friendships, often translating into greater academic success. In a purely virtual environment, students may lack the social fabric necessary to reach their full potential, thus the digital divide. While tools like a learning management system meet the functional requirements for learning, they often fall short in fostering meaningful community engagement. Thompson envisioned a community-focused solution zeroed in on student engagement to fill this gap, while ultimately connecting the larger HBCU community together in a way never before possible. This concept was eventually named the Yard. Now, I know a lot of you might think about the Yard in your backyard, but this is not that. The UNCF team landed on working with a strategic integration partner, Deloitte, to build the Yard from the ground up. In 2022, the entire trajectory of the project took an unexpected turn, thanks to a chance meeting at South by Southwest EDU. While cruising the hall filled with hundreds of vendors, Richardson thought Pathify looked interesting and decided to listen for a few minutes. Learning about Pathify's integration capabilities and community focus, she wondered if she discovered the missing piece to tying the Yard together. In subsequent conversations with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Deloitte, the team determined Pathify could serve as the back end for the Yard, effectively the foundation for which the custom UI would operate. When we spoke with Deloitte, we realized Pathify was already doing a lot of what we wanted for the Yard, Richardson explained. We didn't have to start from scratch because some of the framework was already in place. Deloitte will build the design based on UNCF requirements to provide a best-in-class experience for HBCUs. Pathify will supply the back-end foundation and create a web of integrations with UNCF's other software. The Yard will then prominently display essential information from various technology into a single, centralized user experience. Thompson looks forward to offering students a unified view of their courses, assignments, and class announcements, while fostering connection among students among the 9 other pilot institutions. Having a place where students can find the information they need to succeed and to receive support is beneficial, Richardson emphasized. Over time, we want the Yard to encompass various elements of campus life, and by delivering these elements, we hope to increase engagement on the platform. Throughout the entire process, from initial conversations to gathering requirements, Richardson sensed genuine curiosity and enthusiasm in every interaction with Pathify. She found a true partner willing to bring their long-lasting vision to life. Despite not having all the answers, their willingness to engage, listen, and work with us to make the Engagement Hub look and feel the way we want to is exciting, Richardson concluded. The stakes for the project are enormous. In the past, geographic barriers often prevented Black students from accessing higher education. However, UNCF's mission is to increase access to HBCUs for students worldwide. In a country where universities broadly grapple with declining enrollment, the concept of HBCUV fosters a more collaborative environment where students may opt to learn from a variety of different institutions. While this idea may seem unorthodox compared with the traditional survival strategies of colleges and universities, Thompson believes other types of universities will soon create similar consortiums and projects. Institutions will increasingly have to think about how they collaborate with each other to achieve the economic and scale need for sustainability, said Thompson. Collaborative endeavors, technology, and shared services, elements embodied in the HBCUV concept, will be part of the future of higher education. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Adam. That was our speaker number 1. Let's take a minute to jot down our feedback on the evaluation forms in front of you. Those of you online are probably doing it remotely, electronically.